In this example, we're going to show you how to use sub-workflow. Sub-workflow is a process where you can use a sub-process. You can also reuse that process in multiple times. And in Flowrite, you can have any number of sub-workflows, also any number of levels deep. So in this case, we need a parent process and a child process. Let's go ahead and create a child process first. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new workflow definition. Let's call this the child def. In this example, let's use a decision step. And we're going to configure this decision step with just 1 = 1 so that it evaluates to true. And now we have a child definition that we have created. In the next step, we're going to use this child definition as a sub workflow. So I'm going to go ahead and close this definition and create a new definition called parent def. Next, I'm going to search in the toolbox for sub workflow step. So just type in sub, and you will see that the sub workflow step is there. I'm going to drag that and drop it and connect the dots. The first thing I'm going to do is on this sub workflow step, select the definition that I want. I'm going to pick child def as the definition. There are also a couple of other options that I have. I can also pass variables from the parent to child, also globals. I can also pass variables and globals back from the child back to the parent. So in this case, I'm going to leave them alone. And I can also tell to be synchronized. If I say synchronized, then the parent will wait until the child is completed. If I say synchronized no, then the parent workflow is not going to wait until the child is completed. It's going to kick off the child and it's going to start executing the rest of the workflow within the parent workflow. So in this case, let's go ahead and set synchronize to yes. And I can also select execution priority for this particular workflow, sub workflow. I'm going to go ahead and save it. And let's save the definition. Let's create a new instance of this parent workflow. And let's execute that workflow. If we go back to our workflow instances, you will see that we have a parent def instance. You can also, if you click on this view sub workflows, you can see that this particular one has sub workflow instances. You can also render this workflow. And you can see this, the parent workflow. And if you look at the little icon on top of the parent, so on the sub workflow step, that will navigate to the child workflow. That will actually render it. So here's the child workflow. And you can see how we can easily build a sub workflow using parent-child workflow definitions.